Yo, what's good with y'all, man? With basketball on YouTube expanding every single day, I thought today would be a great time to rank all of the top basketball YouTubers. I'll be ranking 16 different basketball YouTubers today, and it will be in form of a tier list, so it won't be 1 through 16, it'll be a tier list. Just a quick disclaimer, this is mostly gonna just be the street basketball YouTubers with some exceptions, so you will not see Too Hype here and other groups like that. However, you will see CashNasty on this list just because he is a big part of this community. But with all of that being said, let's get right into our F tier. Real quick, make sure you guys like this video and subscribe and click that bell. I'll be uploading videos about all different basketball YouTubers, about CHRSWHT, about the Hooligans squad, and everything else. Starting off our list, the first person in F tier is GeoWise. This is hands down one of, if not the worst, basketball YouTuber. All he does are these dumbass dribble moves that we can all do that he thinks are hard, and then chucks up some dumbass shot. Now, if I would have to give any strengths about his game, the only one that I could barely maybe give him is that sometimes he does have a 3-ball on him. Now, we do not know if this is consistent because he has been exposed in the past for cutting up videos. Really, I would say there's no strengths in his game, but he has so many weaknesses. I mean, he is just a terrible hooper. He has no defense. His form is absolutely atrocious. He cannot drive to the rack. He really can't do anything. He relies sitting on that 3-pointer and maybe making some of them. I honestly don't know if he actually plays basketball like this or if he's just playing it like this for the camera. And if he really does play basketball like this, that is embarrassing. I would say out of everybody on this list, this is the worst hooper on the list and the worst hooper on the platform. Coming in at our next spot in the F tier, we have who else other than Flight Reacts. Now, what is there to say about Flight Reacts that you guys already don't know? He has such a nice frame that you would think he would be good at basketball, and he watches and reacts to so much basketball that you would think it would be impossible to be as bad as he is. We have seen Flight Reacts get dropped off by 12, 13-year-olds, and it's just embarrassing for him. Now, if I had to say Flight Reacts had any strength to his game, I would say that he looks like he knows where he wants to be on the court, and he gets there, he just does not shoot a proper shot. He just kind of throws it at the rim, but he does know how to get to his spot on the court. Flight Reacts is one hell of an entertainer, probably one of the top entertainers on the platform. He is just not good at basketball. Now, the next person that I have in F is Iman, aka Abraham from CHRSWHT. Half the time whenever you watch Nick Briz's videos, you don't even realize Iman is on the court. Every time CHRSWHT decides to pick up someone else for just one video, Iman is always the person they drop. Now, Iman's role on CHRSWHT is to just sit in the corner. His role is not even play defense because he can't do it. So he just sits in the corner and he'll make some of them. He might make one a video, but that's if he even touches the ball. Most of the videos, he doesn't even touch the ball. I would say the only strength about Iman is his 3-point shot because it does go in sometimes. He definitely has got better, but other than that, there's nothing much. And coming in at the last spot in the F category is none other than the boy Carlos. Man, where do we even start with Carlos? He is one of the most entertaining people on a basketball court, and when CHRSWHT first started making videos, Carlos could not hit a 3 for his life. He was a meme in the community, which he still is, don't get me wrong, but now he actually has the strap on him and you cannot leave him open. Now, unfortunately, after that, that's when the strength for Carlos ends. He has absolutely no defense. Someone is going to blow by him, no problem, while he fouls the shit out of them and they're still going to score. Every time he goes to the basket, that shit's getting sent in the 3rd row. The thing about Carlos though is that when Nick Briz started making these videos, all we wanted was for Carlos to start hitting his 3s. And that's what he's been doing, so we get exactly what we want out of him now. Alright, now this is where it starts getting interesting. I only have one person in the D tier, and that would be Kenny Chow. Now, I actually think Kenny is a pretty nice hooper. He's a little undersized, which, you know, does kind of hurt him a little bit, but compared to everyone else that I have on this list, he just can't be better than anybody else. Kenny does have a pretty nice 3-pointer, and he's pretty quick too, but when he drives to the basket, he can get blocked by another defender very easily. We saw it against K-Showtime's teammate, and we saw it whenever Too Hype took on CHRSWHT. I did not want to put Kenny in the D tier. I actually wanted to put him in the C tier, but I only have one player in the C tier, and I don't think he's quite on his level. And that person that I have on the C tier would be CashNasty. Now, before anybody says anything, I fuck with Cash heavy. He's one of my favorite YouTubers, but this is a non-biased list, so let me explain why I have him in C tier. Cash is a much better 1v1 player than he is a 5v5 basketball player. He has great defense when it comes to guarding one person, and he can easily bully that one person. As we know, he dropped off Devontae Friga, and he did take a couple jump shots, but he also just drove in on him and really just made Devontae his baby. Now, by no means is CashNasty a bad hooper. He's actually a pretty good hooper. Like I said, his best part about his game is definitely his defense. He will lock anybody up. But when he ran fives with Nick Briz, he did not score. And that was a lot to do with he doesn't really play a lot of 5v5. You know, he's played a lot of 1v1s, a lot of challenge videos with 2Hype, but he hasn't played a lot of 5v5. So, you know, maybe he got nervous running fives. I don't really know. But he is definitely a better 1v1 player. Something that I really like about CashNasty's game is he knows what he's good at. He knows that he can clamp up the people on defense. He knows that he can get to the paint no problem. The whole top of the key thing with CashNasty, it's very inconsistent. I mean, it's just like a normal hooper taking their threes on three-point line. You know, it's not going to go in every time, but what I can say about Cash is that when his top of the key three is on, it's on. Like, he's not missing too many of them, but there are some days where he can't even make it from top of the key. What I can say about Cash though is that everybody on this list he would love to play defense on, and he would do a great job guarding everybody on this list. Now, starting off the B tier, we have the two Ball is Life boys. We have Duke from Ball is Life, and we also have Slim Reaper. Now, these two players are both very athletic, and Duke has a very nice jump shot on him. They can both get to the rim no problem, and they like to do a lot of highlight plays together, and all in all, they are very solid hoopers. I would say that Duke is just a little bit better than Slim Reaper, because it does seem like Slim Reaper really, you know, uses his athleticism the most. He doesn't really like to do a lot else than that. I mean, he does do it a little bit, but Duke does have a much better jump shot. However, they are both B tier players. They are both very close to A tier players if it wasn't for the fact that they rely on their athleticism the most. Now, completing the B tier list would be AMP's Duke Dennis. Now, he is very athletic just like the people from Ball is Life. He also has a very nice jump shot on him, and honestly, he plays just like the two people from Ball is Life, except he does not run that many 5v5s. If Duke Dennis played more basketball, he would have the possibility of being an A tier player, but he just doesn't really upload that much basketball. But he is a very nice hooper and is one of the most athletic people on this list, along with these Ball is Life boys. I do think that the Ball is Life boys are a little bit better than Duke Dennis just for the fact that they play basketball more, and they could be in the A tier list, but I just have more people in the A tier list. Now, starting off the A tier, we have K-Showtime's teammate Matt. He has started making a name for himself on his own YouTube channel, but he's mainly known from K-Showtime's videos. Now, this guy is an absolute hooper. He can do about everything on the court. He is also very athletic. This guy also played semi-professional basketball for a little bit. Matt is very fast. He has a very nice quick handle, and he is an above average defender. His jump shot is pretty good. If you watch K-Showtime's videos, he's consistently hitting his jump shot, but when we did see the 1v1 with Kenny Chow, he was struggling with his jump shot, and I don't know if he got exposed for that or if it was just because he just landed, but he does have a pretty solid jump shot. And if you mention Matt, you have to mention that he is very disrespectful in the court, which makes the videos very entertaining and probably gets in his opponent's head a lot. Now, coming at the next spot, we have Cam Wilder. Cam can do about everything on the court, and he probably has the best jump shot on YouTube. He can pull up anywhere on the court, and when he shoots it, you just gotta expect that it's going in. He has a very tight handle, and he's a pretty tall player. He's also pretty quick for his size. He can make a shot from about anywhere on the court, contested or not. If you play good defense on him, it's not good enough. You gotta block the ball to stop his jump shot. He also has a pretty nice layup package. He can finish in traffic. He's all around just one of the best YouTube hoopers, which is why we find him in the A tier. I do think Cam Wilder is very close to that S tier, but he's just not quite there. Coming in at the next spot, we got former Savage Squad member CHRSWHT. Now, I was very close to putting him B tier till I realized that he can do about every single thing on the court. His only downside is that he's not athletic. He's not as flashy as anybody in the B tier, but Chris can get you a bucket whenever you need one, and he can get you a stop on defense. He's got the three-pointer, the defense, the layup package, the post game. He has everything you could want in a player. He also has great playmaking ability for being a center. When he was playing on Savage Squad, sometimes they would give him the ball just for a guaranteed bucket. He is going to get you a bucket no matter what. Doesn't matter where he is. He can be on the three-point line and take you down to the post, or he can just pull up at the three. We have 2 spots left in the A tier, and at the next spot we have K-Showtime. Now K-Showtime is an undersized guard, but he can get you a bucket, and he got that flashy swagger to him that just makes it very entertaining and a very easy bucket for him. K-Showtime might be the fastest player on this list, and he also has a very tight handle. He also has one of the best jump shots on this list, and he is just all around a great guard. He can give you a highlight play, or he can give you a bucket whenever he wants. He's not the greatest defender, but his offense definitely makes up for it. He has been blowing up on YouTube lately, and there's a reason for that. Him and Matt and everyone else on their squad are all very nice hoopers, and that is exactly why he is in this A tier. Coming in at the last A tier spot, we have Briz. Now, regardless what you think about him, he is a great hooper. He is extremely athletic for no reason. You would not think he'd be athletic. And sometimes his jump shot does lack, but other times his jump shot is on too. There's not much to say about Briz that you guys probably don't know, but he's just an all-around good hooper. He can get to the paint with no problem, pull up to the elbow and it's going in. His three-pointer, like I said earlier, is a bit inconsistent, but he makes up for that with all other aspects of his game. He has a very tight handle, and he is very fast. If he gets to the paint, it might as well just be a bucket. People are hacking him, fouling him like crazy when he's going up in the air, and he just somehow finds the net. All around, he is a very, very good hooper, but he does not quite make the S tier. Starting off the S tier, we have Chauncey from Savage Squad. He is easily the best player on Savage Squad and one of the best players on YouTube. He is everything you want in a player. He can shoot from anywhere on the court. He can get to the paint no problem. He can post fade on you. He is a lockdown defender. He is uber athletic. He can do everything on the basketball court. Chauncey can do everything regardless if it's flashy or not. He can get you a bucket if you need a bucket, and he can get you a highlight if you need a highlight. Whenever a shot goes up, you gotta box him out because he is getting put back dunks every game. He has such a tight handle and his quickness, it's impossible to guard him because you gotta play close because he will shoot it and he will make it. But he'll also go right by you, or he'll embarrass you with his crossover. He is all around a fantastic hooper, and definitely the best hooper on Savage Squad, which is why he finds this S tier. Finishing our list, the last player that we have in the S tier is none other than Devontae Friga. Friga is really just what you want to be as a basketball player. He can do everything on the court. He's very respectful about it, but if someone disrespects him, he's going to disrespect them back by doing everything on the court. No matter what it is, Friga can do it on the basketball court, regardless if that's lockdown defense, rim protecting, athleticism, shooting, driving, playmaking. He can do everything. I know Savage Squad dropped him off, and Cash in his 1v1 did beat him, but that does not mean that those players are better than Friga. When Friga played against Savage Squad, all he had was Cam Wilder, and they both almost dropped off Savage Squad by themselves playing with randoms. And Cash did beat Friga 1v1, which was very surprising, but that does not mean he's a better basketball player. Like I said earlier, Cash is a much better 1v1 player than he is a 5v5 player. I don't have a number one player for YouTube basketball, but Devontae Friga is the last player in the S tier alongside Chauncey. But anyway, that's the tier list. I'll post a picture of it on the screen right now so you guys can look at it. Go ahead and comment down below if you guys agree with it or not. If not, let me know why. Also, comment down below anybody that I missed. I know there had to have been a couple people that I missed, and I do apologize for that. But anyway, that's been the video. If you guys did like it, please make sure you guys hit that like button. I have been getting so much support on my videos recently, and I appreciate it so much. Anyway, that's been it. Peace.